Hi, my name is Rashad Howard. Let's take a tour of the EpiCenter. First things first, we etched our name in concrete on the floor. In concrete mattered. You see here, this is one of our reading rooms and one of our phone booth rooms. Every phone booth room we have has a theme. This is Nina Simone. And so in the quiet space in here, you access your soul from one of the most soulful people who ever lived. In the next room next to it, we have Toni Morrison, who is absolutely my muse in writing and thinking and all sorts of manner of things. But the star of the show, and you're not gonna see it necessarily today because we got our great launch event, but the star of the show in the entryway is our graffiti wall. Hip hop is something that's important to us. Graffiti is something where you have the capacity to take resources that are not the highbrow or high class resources, and you can paint on walls that are available to you no matter where you are. Let's keep it moving. Live spaces, you have an opportunity to chill out here, see some people in the sun, have a good time, but everything that we wanted to do, we wanted to have space for people to be able to relax all along the way. This wall here, I call this Terry's wall, where he says it's the code you live by that defines who you are, but the artwork is all cyberpunk. My business partner, Terry Rice, is all about cyberpunk, hacking culture and the like, and all of us had to be represented in this space together. And honestly, they go very well together. This is the Chase Cafe. This is the kitchen, which, you know, they say every time you go to somebody's house when there's love and light and all of that, people congregate in the kitchen. So we wanted to have enough space in the kitchen so if we're in here working or doing something crazy, there's something good together, changing the world, we could just congregate in the kitchen. Other thing is, when we want to throw a big party, we got plenty of space to feed people a lot of food. So we have our African art on the wall. We're really trying to play up Afrofuturism, West African culture, East and Central, what have you, all of those things. This is the activism hallway, right? So you have Business is My Activism on the wall here. Some dude said that, he has the same name as me. And then some of my favorite activists who are represented here in full color. Huey Newton, next to him you have Medgar Evers, here you have Angela Davis, a very strong history, and actually I've had the chance to meet her a few times. After that, you have Booker T. Washington, gentleman who started the Tuskegee Institute. Everyone knows Dr. Martin Luther King here. This room today is empty, but see it really soon. It's going to be full of all of our supercompute power for our artificial intelligence. But our supercompute power is not something that we're just going to have a bunch of servers and chips put in there. It's going to be artwork in and of itself. So we're going to have its own cooling system, but it's going to glow, it's going to shine, and it's going to be something that turns into a techno art center in and of itself. This, I'm not sure I even want to show this to y'all, but this is a special space. This is our immersive experience center. This you're going to have nothing but screens all along the walls, and we're going to be able to bring you into the future every time. So you walk into this space, the walls disappear, and you're having an entire three-dimensional experience that is out of this world. And we're able to simulate, digitally twin, and do all sorts of things to change the way that you see a situation, solve problems completely differently, and create new experiences. And so that's that. Like I said, I didn't even want to talk to y'all about that because that's kind of its own special thing, and I'd like for Terry Rice to really talk about that. As we walk into the rest of the space, it's kind of where we keep it pretty simple. There's Toni Morrison, I talked to you about her earlier. That's a huddle space. It's also an influencer space. So if you want to do set design and you want to come in as an influencer and change, you know, a scene and do something for your influencer work or your podcast or what have you, we've got space for you for that. This open workspace, chill space, lounge space, place where you get to engage your genius, and also a place where we get to party. And so this is a great space for us to be able to actually rent out. And so if you want to have an amazing event in a space that means something to you, where you feel like it gives back to the people what you want to give out, this is it. Everywhere I work, I have to have a studio. And by studio, I mean music studio, podcast studio, and the like. And so you come in here, the air actually changes. You actually hear the sound change. We've soundproofed the room. This is our studio space. It's post-production, video production, podcasting, music, and the like. And so we have everything in here for you. If you want to rent out a place where you can do your podcast, come holler at me. If you want us to produce your podcast for you, come holler at me. All of those things are available. The EpiCenter is a place where all the power comes from that absolutely shakes the earth and shifts the world. This is just more space for us to chill, have your conversations, think about something, reflect on something that's meaningful and important to you. We passed by very quickly 2 more offices that you have an opportunity to get work done in. Here, if you need to get away from all the madness, we have our wellness center. So we have 2 spots where you can come in, you can pray, you can meditate. Nursing mothers pump food for their children, have a place to store it, wash your hands, wash your artifacts, what have you. And then we keep on going until we get into the C-suite area. This is a little bit different. That space is completely open, and it needs to continue to be open for creativity to continue to flourish. And then sometimes you just need a place where you got to get the business done, and you got to close off from the rest of the world and get the work done. And so that's where you come back in here into the office suite. We have 7 offices back here. There's a few that we keep for ourselves, and then we have partners in creativity and professional work that we're doing and in technology who have the opportunity to take some of this space in here as well. Well, I mean, one last stop, you can come in and check out my office. Vince Frazier on the wall, some of my muses and activists. Remember, we talked about it. And then to me, John Coltrane is literally the greatest artist that ever lived, that ever played an instrument or attempted to use music to inspire and to bring spirituality into the world, to communicate that. And then right next to him, you got Kendrick Lamar, who I believe is using the power of the tongue today to do exactly the same thing. Malcolm X is on the wall here intellectually, and from an activist perspective, he's somebody who completely shaped the way that I see the world. And then, of course, with me in the room, I have Toni Morrison and James Baldwin, 2 great thinkers and leaders who've shifted the world for me, and a comfortable space for us to sit, relax, and have some good conversation. That is the EpiCenter. Thank you guys for checking it out. I need to get some work done.